Hi, I'm Chris Wardlaw for CarGurus, and today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of the 2015 Infiniti QX60. This is a luxury crossover SUV with seating for up to 7 people. Let's get right to it, starting with the things that I really like about the QX60. In the QX60, Infiniti employs a 3.5-liter V6 engine. Now, this has long been known to be a refined and dependable power plant. It makes 265 horsepower, which is sent to the front wheels or all 4 wheels through a continuously variable transmission. Now, before you think to yourself, CVT, not so interested, you should know that for 2015, Infiniti has made some software changes that are designed to make the CVT a little bit more natural in feel, more like a traditional automatic. In my opinion, having spent a week driving this vehicle, the changes work. Now, when you get into the QX60, especially one that's loaded up with all the bells and whistles like my test car is, you're going to find a very comfortable and classy cabin. These front seats are truly amazing in terms of their comfort. You sit in them rather than upon them, and they're plush and supportive at the same time, and this leather is nice and smooth, feels great, looks terrific. Plus, you can get ventilated front seats, which are fantastic on hot days. Another great thing is that there's nothing about this interior that screams Nissan. Since this vehicle is based on the same platform as the Pathfinder, it would be easy for Infiniti to raid the corporate parts bin, but they don't do that. Instead, they use unique tones, textures, and materials. This silver trim, these chrome accents, this nice wood, all really comes together for a modern and contemporary look. And check this out. There are even buttons, knobs, and a full row of radio station presets here. In my opinion, not having to use this to access the radio, that's true luxury. Now, for the most part, Infiniti's done a great job of designing this vehicle for families. One really neat feature is the fact that you can move this section of the second row seat out of the way with a child seat installed so that people can get back into the third row seat. Another nice thing is that these second row seats slide forward and back, so you can adjust them to mix and match legroom or cargo room as you see fit. Now, in addition to this user-friendliness, the QX60 is a crash test rock star. It gets a 5-star overall rating from the NHTSA, and it gets a top safety pick rating from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. So we've covered 3 of the things that I really like about the QX60. What don't I like about it? Let's find out. Now, one of the disappointing things about the QX60 is the real-world fuel economy. The EPA leads you to expect that my test car will get 23 miles per gallon in combined driving. But on my test loop, I actually got 18.9 miles per gallon, and I was using the eco mode for much of the city driving and some of the highway driving. Now, they used to offer a hybrid version of this, which would rectify that problem, but Infiniti has canceled it due to lack of interest. So I guess luxury SUV buyers really just don't care about fuel economy. Now, before I said that the QX60 is designed for families, and that's true with one important exception, especially if you have teenage kids in your household. There are no connectivity options in this vehicle. You can't get Wi-Fi hotspot connectivity through the Infiniti InTouch or the Infiniti Connection services. There are no USB quick charge ports located back here. There's not even a power outlet where you can plug in a laptop computer. So if you buy a QX60, even a fully loaded one like this, and you bring it home and you've got teenagers, chances are they're going to go, "Mom, Dad, this new car kind of sucks." Now, one of the things that I really did not like about driving the QX60, and I don't think this is going to impact everybody, is how the steering feels. Around town at lower speeds, it's just fine. It's on the highway where on center, it just feels really dull and lifeless and wooden when you're going in a straight line. And then if you bend the SUV into a freeway transition ramp, or you're going over a couple of bridges and it's on a curved section of highway, the steering is almost fighting and resisting your input, like it really wants to return to center. And if the pavement's uneven and the front end unloads, then the SUV just kind of feels unstable. It's not really, especially with the optional 20-inch wheels and tires that are on my test vehicle. It just feels that way. So if Infiniti is looking for suggestions for improvement, I would say go check out what Cadillac is doing in this regard, because they're getting the tuning right. So at this point, we've talked about the major pros and cons of the Infiniti QX60. So what's the verdict? Should you go and test drive this vehicle right away? Is it a work in progress? Or should you just cross it right off your shopping list? I'd say you should go and test drive it, in part because there are so few direct competitors to this vehicle. And I'm talking about true crossovers with 3 rows of seats and 7-passenger seating. Be sure to check my full report on this vehicle on CarGurus.com, and thanks for watching.